Hey, what's going on, Florida State fans? Welcome to Built for Playmakers TV. I'm your host, Kelvin Hunt. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you're staying cool. Man, I can tell you here in North Carolina, it is hotter than fish grease outside. And it's about as hot as FSU is on the recruiting trail. They got a nice win on Friday with Tayshaun Poole, four-star safety from Georgia, committing to the Noles. So, good win for them for now. We'll see if they can hold on to them based on how the season goes. But in this video, we're going to talk more about Florida State's offense going into 2026. I think there's going to be a lot of similarities between the 2022 offense back when Mike Norvell had things cooking with Jordan Travis. We've talked about how Jordan Travis and Ashton Daniels have some similarities, and you can check that video out. Right here. I'll post the link right there. But yeah, so when you think about it, Mike Norvell has a lot of similarities to Gus Malzahn. Obviously, his offense is kind of derived from that. But at the same time, I think Mike Norvell's offense is a bit more dynamic, less predictable. I think he has better passing routes in the passing game, which can attack different areas of the field. And so I think you'll see that going back to how Mike Norvell used a young Jordan Travis in 2022. So this is Jordan Travis kind of as he's ascending, up the up the ladder as far as FSU quarterbacks, and before he really became what we became to know. But yeah, so let's get into it. So here, this is at the beginning of the game. FSU's already down a field goal. But you'll see how Mike Norvell uses Jordan Travis here, and I'll click on it. So here he's already putting Jordan Travis in motion. The FSU offense, offensive line was not good in 2022, and really this video will illustrate just how elusive Jordan Travis was. I mean, he was Houdini back there for a lot of that 2022 season and 23 season. But here he knows that he's probably going to need to move Jordan to protect him a little bit. So he's got him sprinting out to his left. Now Jordan decides not to throw this ball, and it's probably the right decision. If you look, so Johnny Wilson's up here. If Jordan can get his shoulders around, he probably can let this ball go, and it'll be a nice little completion. He sees the defender here, and he's not sure if he can get squared his shoulders around and get the throw off. So he decides not to throw it and just eats it, for no gain. Here, Trayshawn Ward. It's second and 10, so Mike Norvell wants to at least get a few yards to make it manageable. He doesn't want to risk, another incompletion to make it 3rd and 10, 3rd and long, and knowing that FSU would have to pass. So he hands it off to Trayshawn Ward there, gets 3 yards. So it's 3rd and 7 here. Now, this is where, if I remember correctly, this is going to be a major difference between a Mike Norvell offense and a Gus Malzahn offense. Mike Norvell is going to attack the middle of the field. Boom. Right across the middle of the field, good 3rd and long, 3rd and medium completion there to move the chains. Now, I will say Malzahn didn't really have, Tommy Castellanos. He that wasn't his thing. He was so short he couldn't really see over the middle anyway. But you very rarely saw Tommy throw over the middle, and so that's something that Ashton Daniels will do. And he's got some size, enough size to look over the offensive line and see some guys open. So I think that's going to be a major difference between this year's offense in 26 compared to what Malzahn tried to do in 2025 with Castellanos. So move the chains there. Rolling them out again. Now I like this. So he could hit, I think that's Cameron McDonald, if I remember correctly. So he could just dump it off to Cameron here for a nice little game. But if you look, you got Johnny Wilson coming across here. So it's a layered offense. So you could dump it here, he could hit here, and there's probably a guy going deep as well, but you'll see that later in the game. Look at that. First down right there. Johnny Wilson, yards after the catch. Big boy. Nice job. Trayshawn Ward. Now you wonder how in the world did Trayshawn Ward get through there that big old hole? Well, this was a penalty. I'll point it out right here. Penalty right there, right here. My guy Dylan holds, and that keeps that defender from getting Trayshawn there. Yep. Look good though. Look real good. So where you don't want to be, it's 1st and 20. But here's going to be another major difference between last year and what you'll see this year, I think. So it's 1st and 20. And you got to remember, Jordan Travis at this time is always a threat to run the ball. So defenses had to respect whether he was going to run it or not. Fake the handoff. And I'll rewind this real quick. You'll see. Watch this area right here. Whenever he goes and hand the ball off. Look, guy crashes. Jordan's looking at him. Holler at your boy. Good blocking by defenders there, receivers there. So it was 1st and 20, and Jordan picks up the first down relatively easy, just with his legs. So here we are. We're almost in the red zone here. Trayshawn Ward, not much going on there. Got 4 yards out of that. So again, offensive line wasn't very good. 3rd and 10. Jordan out there. They must have called a penalty. They may have called it. Nope. No, they must have punted on that. So this is a different possession. So we're deep on our own side of the field here. That's Trey Benson. You got to remember that was early in the year, and Trey Benson wasn't the first few games of the year. He kind of struggled. You know, he didn't really seem like he didn't really hit his stride until about midway through that year, and so he really wasn't much of a factor in this game. 2nd and 10. Not much Jordan can do there. 3rd and 9. Look at that. Over the middle of the field, first down. 1st and 10 here. Trying to go to a playmaker one-on-one there. Johnny Wilson come down with it. Micah Pittman. You know, this is similar to Malzahn using Danzy last year. You know, you'll and again, I mentioned how Mike will have counters off of that Danzy play from last year or this year. So it's 3rd and 3. Look at that. Boop, right over the middle. Micah Pittman, tough catch, first down. And that's something we've seen that Ashton Daniels can do. That's Malik McLean, I think. Trey Benson dancing too much, but he gets a good 5 yards, it looks like. Or they give him 7 on that. Look at that. Nice. Do span with the catch. Move the chains. Ooh, got lucky there. Do span again. 2nd and 7 here. Trayshawn Ward. But the threat of Jordan just keeps defenses guessing. See, you don't know if he's going to hand it off or he's going to keep it. So he kind of has you at his mercy a little bit. Probably should have kept that. 2nd and 12 here. Caught him slipping. Safety bit on the run. Got behind him. Game over. If Fisher scores touchdown. Micah Pittman, like to fake that. Jordan kept it. Now this is a play. If you don't look at it, if I don't point this out, here we go. So he's going to fake the pitch to Pittman, and you got, I think it's McDonald here. Watch McDonald here, and you're going to see Jordan kind of pump fake a little bit. The defender actually grabs McDonald, which makes this an incompletion. It was almost an interception, but he grabbed McDonald, but they didn't call it. Right here. He's going to grab him right here. Watch. But they didn't call it. Of course they didn't. Look at that. Jordan working his magic. Boom. First down to Pokey Wilson. 1st and 10. Trey dancing again back there for 1 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Good strong run. But again, notice how everything involves Jordan. Pokey trying to get a score before half right here. Trayshawn Ward. 2nd and 8. Man, look at that. Nice work. Trayshawn, you got to get that first down, though, bro. He tried, but he kind of hesitated. 3rd and 1. LSU sells out. And see, this right here, I understand. I understand, Mike. He's like, it's 2 yards. It's near the end of the half. But, I understand the importance of a touchdown here before half. But, they don't get it here. I think it's more so the play call that I have a problem with on this one. This is the fade to Pittman. I mean, you got John and Wilson up there, but we're throwing a fade to Pittman. Nah, that's not it. So here we are. We are opening up the 3rd quarter here, hopefully hoping to get a score to push the lead. Again, flicks it out. First down. See that roll Jordan out? It's just pitch and catch. Nice snatch by Pokey there. Pittman almost missed a block. 2nd and 4. Trayshawn Ward works hard for first down. So it's all about staying in 3rd and manageable, really. See, it's a nice first down run right there. 2nd and 6. This is where you want to be. Midfield, rolling them out. So this is what we saw. This is the play we saw earlier when he hit Johnny Wilson, who rolled his back. So, yeah. So you got McDonald here. He's going to be in the flat. You got a guy going deep. And you got Johnny coming across here. And Jordan elects to go deep, but he has Johnny. Johnny right here is open, but he elects to go deep down the field and it's incomplete. Look, there's nobody with Johnny right here. I mean, that's 15-yard game, 20-yard game right there if he throws it. And again, Jordan is going to Malik McLean downfield. Why, I don't know. But, again, a lot of times you saw in 2024, guys were running wide open, but either the quarterback made a poor decision or it was an incomplete pass or an inaccurate pass. I mean, sometimes the play caller is at the mercy of the players on the field, unfortunately. 3rd and 6. Screen. Toa Philly. Nice 3rd down completion. Something you really didn't see from Malzahn. Jordan working his magic here. Man, he avoided so many sacks with his athletic ability. It's crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, look at this. I mean, really, he should have hit my guy over there on the sideline, but he elected to keep it for whatever reason. 2nd and 15, where you don't want to be. Rolls out. Again, Johnny Wilson. Look at that. Yaks. First down. So I think you'll probably see Norvell roll Daniels out. You'll see a lot of quick game slants. Look, they got to respect Jordan keeping that. And you'll see that with Daniels too. Oh, he throws that. He puts that into a basket. Johnny doesn't come down with it, but that was a great throw. Here, Benson. O-line just not opening up enough. 3rd and goal here. Pressure. That was almost a pick, but they get a field goal. That is something that FSU can't afford to do in 2026. They got to get. That's what hurt them last year. They got down in the red zone and either settle for field goals, miss field goals, or turn the ball over. They cannot do that in 2026. They got to score touchdowns. So still with the 10-3 lead, midway through the 3rd quarter here. Look at that. Jordan making things happen. Look at that. 4-yard gain, looks like. 3-yard gain. Trayshawn gets the first down there, looks like. Yep. Second and 10. That was incomplete. Oh, that was either tipped or dropped. I can't remember, but he put that on the money. That was a great throw. Great throw. 3rd and 10, where you don't want to be. Look at that. Across the middle, Michael Pittman, first down. That is one of the major differences. Attacking the middle of the field. What's the shot there? Get him out of pocket. Look at that. I mean, that's pitch and catch. That's easy work. Woo! That was a thing of beauty right there. He threw that ball. Look how early he threw that ball. Pokey. And Pokey kind of boxed the defender out and just one-handed that, man. That was beautiful. Didn't get much on that first down run there. Nice run by Ward. Gonna be 3rd and 2. Toa Philly gets the edge. First down. Jordan got all day to throw the ball. Look at that. You got all day to throw the ball, you can make some things happen. That's for sure. Trey, and he just cannot get going early in the year. He finally found it though. Jordan makes some things happen. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Like a video game out there for him. Again, it was over the middle of the field. 1st and 10. Look at that. Do span. Just like Gus with Danzig last year. Like I said, you're going to see so many counters to that. Benson having a sidestep a guy, time to get the ball. Look at that. Nice throw. 3rd and 1. Jordan gets the first down. Wildcat. Touchdown to the fullback. So yeah, so I'll kind of stop there. I mean, you're talking about, like I said, you're talking about uh, attacking different parts of the field. You're going to have a quarterback who is going to, again, be willing to use his legs. He talked about that at the ACC kickoff this year. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes to win games. He said if he has to run it 30 times, he'll run it 30 times. And he's a big guy. He's 6'2", 215. So he's not, I mean, obviously anyone can get hurt playing football, but, he's got the size and the bulk to probably wear hits a little bit better than Tommy did and Jordan for that matter. So when you got a guy with that mentality that just wants to win, if he's able to make most of those throws that we saw here in this video with Jordan Travis, I think you're going to see a different type of offense this year with Mike Norvell. Plus, I mean, you got to think about it. The O-line that year in 2022, again, it wasn't great. And so we don't know what the O-line is going to look like this year because it's pretty much a whole new squad. But, those guys, most of them have experience, and I trust Herb Hand to, put a quality product out there. And so we get, serviceable O-line play, and Ashton Daniels can stay within himself and not turn the ball over. I think you're going to see playmakers out there with Mike Norvell. He's great at scheming guys open, great at moving the quarterback around, great at just making defenses, respect different aspects. And so, I'm, the more I think about it, I am excited about what is possible. Again, they got to go out there and execute. I'm not saying they're going to go out there and just score 35 a game, but at the same time, FSU was really good between the 20s last year. Again, they just struggled in the red zone. They struggled with turnovers, and so if they can clean that up, if they can improve and become more efficient in the red zone, again, they're going to surprise a lot of people in 2026. So appreciate you guys tuning in with me. Make sure you like the video, share it. Subscribe if you haven't, turn those notifications on. But yeah, like the video, that helps me out a lot. And we'll probably look forward to the defensive side of the ball here pretty shortly. Until next time, go Noles.